So each lender is going to have their own rate sheet. They're going to have their retail rate sheet, they're going to have their wholesale rate sheet. And so this is very common. Let's take an interest rate of 3%, just kind of generic rate. Now on their retail side, they're going to basically say that 3% is no points, 0.00, that's the pricing. So it's like you're getting that interest rate without paying points, but then you have the title, the recording, any sort of underwriting fee. So you have the fees that add up depending on which state you're in. Let's just call it $3,000. So your closing costs are $3,000. You didn't pay any points. You worked directly with the lender. Now this same lender will also have a wholesale interest rate, and that lender now they can set these prices, and they do this on a daily basis. But they probably are giving the wholesale rate about a 2.25% better pricing. So 2.25% better pricing. And the national average for a mortgage broker compensation is 2.25%. So this is the wholesale rate, not including any broker compensation. So let's say you work with, Good Broker, and they charge paid by the lender, so their lender paid comp, lender paid compensation is 2.25. That's the national average. So when you factor in that the lender is giving the broker a better interest rate than their retail by 2.25, and then the broker charges 2.25 themselves, paid for by the lender, the net result is 0.00 pricing for the borrower. So it ends up being kind of the exact same deal, whether you work directly with the lender or whether you work with the broker. And this is when the lenders have both retail and wholesale channels. And same thing, you'd have this is a 0.0 points. And personally, now, even though this is the exact same deal, exact same closing costs, my personal preference, though I'm sure there's many people who would disagree with me, my personal preference would still be to actually work with the broker, because when you work with a broker, you're working with someone who's much more experienced and could probably identify any issues with your application sooner than a retail lender where you're typically working with someone who's far less experienced.